Okay, awesome. All right. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. And good morning to some of you, and any good morning to you guys. Yeah, there's some good morning to the Philippines. Actually, in the middle of the night over there. All right.
Is it? Oh, wow.
Yeah. So we are so excited for this very special podcast. All right, we are live. We are here for the countdown. Our, of course, historical event today is going to happen for Bitcoin. All right, and it's gonna happen any minute. Actually, it has about 16 minutes. That's gonna happen, and you can see we have our hydration over here ready. All right, we got our champagne and our beer. We all gonna celebrate. All right, we're gonna pop that champagne, and when that halving starts. And you're probably wondering why. All right, why are we celebrating when miners like us is only getting half of the Bitcoin? I mean, half of what we used to get, right? So we're going to talk about that. We're going to dive into a little bit about that, why we are excited about this event. And of course, today I have with me Mr. Jason Wong over here. And of course, Gershom. Gershom is on almost every time. And also doing other webinars too, okay? So, it looks like we have about 15 minutes to go for the halving event. Wow, so how are you guys feeling?
I'm feeling excited.
Yeah, I'm super excited. Today is like Bitcoin Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. It's a big day for Bitcoin. Happen once every 4 years. And so, especially as miners, miners, we know how it is when this happens, in terms of our reward. Even though the reward gets cut in half, but we know that we make it up in the fees and also the Bitcoin price. So, super, super, super stoked.
Mm-hmm. Well, good. James, can you also pull up that Bitcoin halving countdown link I sent you? The one from, I think, from Cointelegraph?
Yeah, so while James is trying to pull that up, but another reason why I'm feeling really, really excited, actually the entire team actually feels very excited, is because all these planning work that we've been putting in for the last couple of months, including, upgrading our machines, getting rid of all our old machines, bringing in all the new ones, getting them online. That's the moment that we were preparing for our members and our team. So it's finally here. It's going to happen in approximately 15 minutes or so. Mm-hmm. It's not a set time. It is a set block of, blockchain that is mine, right? So
right.
Specifically, it's going to happen in about 15 minutes of time. So all these hardware that we've been preparing for, we're going to be able to, enjoying the benefits for the next couple of years.
Right. Oh, okay. James, can you scroll down? No. Oh, is it on Facebook? Let me see. Is that chart on Facebook?
Let me see.
Where's my Facebook? Yeah, the one I just put on Telegram right now. Okay, great. Yes. Do you see it on Facebook? Mm. Oh shoot! Let me go on my Facebook. Yeah. Let me. Can I see that on Facebook?
This is not Facebook. It's just YouTube.
All right. So, So why, for the people that are new and not sure what the halving is, of course, the halving event happens around approximately 4 years, every 4 years. And of course, the new Bitcoin that come out in the network get reduced into half. So that's why they call it the halving event. And why there is no set time or date, and there's always an estimated date or estimated time on when that happened. And even we've been monitoring the last few days on when we're gonna do this podcast. And people are probably wondering, why don't you guys have a time and just do it at a certain time? Okay, so the halving is not really time based. It is block based, right? Because approximately about every 10 minutes a block comes out, right? So and actually it happens. So every 210,000 blocks there's a halving. So right now we gotta hit the 630,000 blocks, 630,000th block, right? Once that block hits, then that's when the halving happens. So that is estimated to happen in about 15 minutes. Okay, so we have I think about 5 more. How many blocks left? Just actually another block and a half. Another block or so. That's when that's gonna happen. Okay, so that's what the countdown. Oh, now actually it changed.
It changed. Now it's at 28 minutes.
Right now it's at about 28 minutes.
Well, that just goes to prove the point. It's not like a set time. It's moving. It's constantly changing. So, but it was pretty close. Still pretty close.
Right. So that's why there's no exact time on when that happens going to happen, right? So we know it's every 210,000 blocks, and how that blocks is approximately 10 minutes. So the people, the genius behind this whole Bitcoin halving or this whole Bitcoin program is every block that comes out, it takes approximately 10 minutes for a computer to solve it, for our miners to solve that problem, right? A problem that comes out. So when it gets solved, that's when that blocks gets imprinted into the ledger, gets updated in the ledger permanently by that server, by that computer, by that miner. Okay. So approximately every 10 minutes. So when there are more people doing it, more miners coming in. So there are more miners. They're gonna make that program, that algorithm a little more complicated. So that's how it adjusts itself. So it's not exactly 10 minutes. That's why sometimes a little more, sometimes a little less. And then over time is approximately 4 years. Okay, so that's how they determine the time of the halving. All right. Do you guys have anything to add on that?
No, I think you explained it pretty well. I think I pretty much understand it, and I hope that the way you explain it, our members and viewers also understand it too, as to why we don't have a set time. So yeah.
Right. Yeah, James, on Facebook, yeah, I think the timing that you have on 10 minutes, another website, I have it a different time. Right. Where do you get the timing from, James? Yes. Yeah. Right. 3 blocks left. Right. So now it's approximately, when you pull that up, James, it will show our audience. Now put the other one, the corner of the calendar.
So, Jim, I know
Yes. So
of what they used to get.
right. Good question. And also, you guys, anyone that's on Facebook, feel free to jump in. Feel free to comment, and if you have questions, we would love to share it. And if you guys have comments, of course, we would love to read it out, and I'm sure other members would love to see it too. So we are live of course, on Facebook and on YouTube. Okay, so by YouTube, you won't be able to interact with us. However, we do have Telegram. So if you're on YouTube and you want to interact with us through Telegram, feel free to do that. All right. So why are we excited about this halving event? Well, one thing, it is a historical event. Okay, and also with the halving, and if this gonna repeat just what it did in the last 2 halving, that's why we are so excited. Right, yeah. And then we'll talk about a little bit about what happened in the last 2 events. But one thing, a couple of things about this halving. One is the countdown 21 minutes. The one major thing is James, if you can pull up, there's another article on the hash power, the hash rate that came from the S9. It's from on our Telegram group, the one that Don shared with us. Okay, the Antminer S9 produce around 20% of Bitcoin's current hash power. If you can just pull up that article, please. All right.
So, while James is looking to pull that up, just to put things in perspective, the last halving that happened, when the halving happened, Bitcoin price was around close to like $600. And so here we are at the next halving after that, and Bitcoin price, cracked $10,000 last week, and now it's like maybe close to 9,000. So let's just put things in perspective real quick. We're coming from $600 to approximate almost $10,000, right? So if history repeat, what can we expect between now and the next halving? Right. So that's how I'm looking at it.
Right. Exactly. And we're gonna talk about the two historical, the two previous halving as well. So the article that James just pulled up about the Antminers, the S9 miners. So the S9 miners, that's been in use almost since the last halving. All right. So that report says about 20% of the Bitcoin hash power, 23% of the Bitcoin hash power came from S9 miners, right? And we know with the S9 miners, what's happening, what's going to happen is when the halving starts, these miners might not be profitable, okay? And partly will not be profitable. All right, for S9 miner to be profitable after the halving, they have to get electricity rates at less than 2 cents per kilowatt hour, right? That is, I don't know where they can find that, right?
Yeah, that's almost yeah.
Right, and not only that, and you talk about the people fee, right? Maintenance fee, people going there servicing and making this thing happen, right? So other than the people that are stealing electricity, that's the only way they are profitable with the S9s. So what that means is later on, when it start to become unprofitable, the S9, the people, the miners, the company that using S9s to mine their Bitcoin, they will slowly and eventually turn off those miners, right? So when those are off, what does that mean? That means we will get more.
Absolutely,
right?
yeah.
That means the people that are in the game will get that 20-30% more for everybody, right? And we have the S17 miners, and also, of course, our electricity rate is very competitive. Our whole maintenance crew, it's great at what they do. So that's one reason why, even though the Bitcoin that come out on the network get reduced in half, it doesn't mean that we are going to get reduced in half, right? But eventually it will not. Maybe today we will, and tomorrow we will, right? But eventually we won't. Another thing that Gershom mentioned earlier, another article you read about the fees.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, James, can you pull up the article that talks about the increase in network fees for Bitcoin? So what Mr. Gao is talking about is, so a lot of people are concerned that, okay, you know what, when the halving happened, that means that the Bitcoin reward get cut in half. And so you're looking at that piece of it, and that's absolutely true. But just like our CEO talks about all the time, what compensates for that is the fees, is the network fees, right? So as miners, we, when the fees increase in terms of the network fees, then we reward from that. So what the article is saying is that they already see that the network fees is already increasing. And so that's going to be a benefit to us as miners, right? Now, when we send her a Bitcoin, maybe not so much, but, as far as our business, we benefit tremendously.
Yeah, Gershom, because that's really accurate, because the fees, the Bitcoin fees, and the block reward is always inversely related, actually. And that's the beauty about the design, right? Because we all know that there are a finite supplies of the total amount of Bitcoins that are available, which is 21 million, right? And the last Bitcoin won't be mined for probably another over 100 years, right? So we're not going to worry about that. But then as these halving events happens, right, it's going to happen. The next one is going to be 6.25, and then after that, 50% of that. You have to have a mechanism in the system to motivate people that own the machines to continuously help verify these transactions, and therefore these network fees will increase over time. So that's really the beauty of this whole ingenious design. So.
Absolutely. Another thing to think about it this way, guys. The way Bitcoin is designed, right? The miners have to be profitable in order for Bitcoin to work. So it was designed that way. So even though we have the halving every 4 years, it is designed that as we have the halving, right, you have supply and demand that kicks in, but it's also designed in a way where as we have the halving, then the transaction fees have to increase because miners are the backbone of the Bitcoin network. If you don't have miners, you don't have a Bitcoin. So it has to be a way where the miners have to be compensated in a way to keep us mining. Because if miners are not being compensated and we say, hey, to hell with it, we're not going to mine anymore, guess what? You don't have any more Bitcoin. So you have to compensate the miners in a way to incentivize miners to be mining the Bitcoin. So I never worry about, the halving and the reduce and how much Bitcoin we get, because I know that as miners, we will be compensated because we have to be, because if we're not and we stop mining, Bitcoin goes away.
Right. And speaking of the fees, right, that article that James have on screen right now, Bitcoin fees so ahead of the halving. Yes, it's good for the miners, right? The fees go up, of course, it's great for us. We get more Bitcoin, right? But obviously, that is not good for the people, right? Or even for the network, for the industry, right? But there's always companies gonna be there to make it more efficient, like us, right? Like VB Technology, we have our Kabul wallet. Our wallet, if you use our wallet, right? All the Kabul users, there is no transaction.
It's a good point. It's a very good point.
Our own wallet actually itself, there's a blockchain in our wallet. All right, there's a blockchain system in our wallet. When you transfer Bitcoin from user to user, we have our own internal blockchain inside the wallet. All right, and that's instantaneous to our members, right? To transfer Bitcoin from me to you if you are a Kabul user, and there's no fees. And eventually, when we have more members, and that's our goal. Our goal is to get more members, right? To make the Bitcoin industry easier for everyone to use. Not only easier for everyone to use, but also very, very cost effective for people to use. All right. So that's our goal. Our goal is right now we use it internally. All right. And thank you very much. And we also have other members that are really actively testing it. So we're still testing it. We were making sure everything is good. Okay. And we have a group of us actually that are actively transferring back and forth to make sure our system is good for everybody. And then later, our goal is to launch it to the public. And when we launch it to the public, yes, it's another efficiency that we're adding to the market, where transferring Bitcoin is a lot quicker, a lot safer, and no fees. Right? So, nice. So I'm excited about that. All right.
Very good.
We have
how many?
2 more blocks.
Okay.
So the reason why, I mean, if we can pull up the clock, how come the time, sometimes goes up, sometimes goes down. It all depends on how much solving powers are plugged in at the time. As we know that we're approaching these halving events, you can expect the slower and more older machines start to come offline. They don't actually wait until after the halving, then I unplug, because it won't be a smart decision, business decision for them. So they are, as they are preparing to unplug their machines, right? The network is getting less and less hash power. So therefore, it may take longer and longer to solve the new block or the next block. So that's why you see this clock actually, continuously like to fluctuate. So this time or takers is only an approximation as to when the next block might be solved, and it can increase and it can suddenly decrease by a couple of minutes. So
all right, so right now the up-to-date one, actually there's 2 more blocks left to be solved. Okay, so we're very, very close, and this calculator, this countdown has about 18 minutes. All right, so 2 more blocks. All right, and then 18 minutes, and then we'll see what happens. Now, let me see, what is the Bitcoin price now? Let me just take a quick look.
So, Mr. Wong, while Mr. Gao is doing that, so what do you expect right now in the short term in terms of price after the halving? What do you think is going to happen?
Well, we already see that actually. The last several days we had a nice run up to over 10,000, and then quickly it kind of deflated, and that's what actually we're expecting, and that's what our CEO has been predicting for the next 5 to 6 months or so, couple of months. We're going to see some, seesawing effect in terms of the price. So I won't be surprised if the price actually goes down furthermore. That's what we're expecting. So, but right now, I think is really good time for the miners to start accumulating more Bitcoins as the price to come down, because you're dollar cost averaging every day, right? As you're mining Bitcoins on a daily basis. So it's a great time to accumulate them. Don't spend it. Hold on to it, right, and then wait for the price to go back up, and that would be my strategy.
Yeah, that's so important, because a lot of times we get caught up in the short-term volatility. The price goes up when we get super excited, and then the price goes down and we get super deflated or depressed or whatever. But that's one of many reasons why I love the idea of mining. Because I know we say these things all the time, but I mean, you have to understand, like, I don't really, the price, okay, fine, I watch it, but from a long-term strategy, I really don't care about the price, short-term. So whatever happened, like in the next 3, 4, 5, 6 months, I don't care. Like, I really don't care. Now, as a trader, yes, if I'm trading, that's different. But as someone that's looking for the long-term benefit in Bitcoin, as a miner, I don't care what the price is going to do next week, 2 months from now, 3 months from now, because I know it's going to go up, I know it's going to go down, I know it's going to go up, I know it's going to go down, right? It's going to keep doing that. But long-term, right, overall, like, that's what I'm looking at. And so in the next couple of weeks or months or whatever, when you see the price comes down, which it very, very well may come down dramatically, actually, that may happen.
Just half.
Yeah, just half?
Just half. The last block was just south.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
So
it just happened.
And that's why I'm saying it is a very fluid thing.
Yes.
So
Yes.
All right, guys.
I can tell you, like, maybe 15 seconds ago, I looked at it and says 1 more block left, and it has another 9 minutes and so.
Right.
Yeah.
Left. But then as soon as that happened, another block was solved by different machines. So
the halving just happened.
It just happened.
Yes, congratulations to Bitcoin.
All right.
Another halving in the books. Right. So let's celebrate.
All right. Let me actually have James pull up this chart. Hey James, can you pull up this countdown from CoinMarketCap? Yeah, it just happened. All right.
all right, so
Nice. Yep.
I'm gonna have
So-
I'll pop the champagne.
All right,
I'd
and
like to invite actually Nixon to join us.
Yes.
for a champagne toast.
Please do join us, Nixon, for some champagne toast for the halving.
Right. So this is not exactly like a New Year's countdown because
Could you come into the camera and then do a quick introduction of yourself? And many of us know you.
Yeah.
Some of our audience here
right, because
meeting you for the first time.
right, come right in.
Come on in, Nixon.
Right.
Hey guys, all right.
All right.
Congratulations, all awesome.
All right.
You gotta come in the camera. You gotta make sure you're in the camera. Come behind
Oh,
you.
right.
Yeah, right. Yeah, come behind you now.
All right.
It's a little delayed, so that's still you are. That's
all
not
right.
Right.
It's so awesome, guys. So super excited.
All right. All right. Ready?
Yes.
Yes, we are.
There you go. That's what's up.
All right.
Not a one
So-
in the boat.
Very nice.
And the next one will be in 1,300
and something, yeah.
and 66 days.
Mhm.
Okay,
Wow,
so
awesome.
All right. We're gonna have some champagne. Yeah, like I said, this is not exactly like a New Year countdown because
Yeah.
we don't know exactly. We can't do a 3, 2, 1 because because we don't know when those blocks is going to be solved. All
Okay,
right?
so right now the Bitcoin price is 8,500, right?
Mhm.
So
All right.
we know the next halving is 4 years from now. So let's just see what the Bitcoin price is going to be 4 years from now. Okay.
All right.
That's the thing.
That's what we're gonna.
Yes.
That's what we'll be talking about. And hey, if anybody have any predictions on our Facebook, feel free to.
Yes. As a matter of fact, that's a good question, guys. What do you guys think the price of Bitcoin is going to be at the next halving 4 years from now? Put it in the Facebook chat. What do you guys think?
That'd be so awesome.
500,000, a million, 100,000. What do you think, guys?
Cheers.
All right.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers.
Cheers.
Happy Bitcoin halving.
Woo.
Happy
Woo.
birthday.
Cheers to you guys.
Don't go nowhere, Nixon. I want to get your price prediction. This is going to be on record,
Yeah, I
man.
can see it.
Yeah. So, what's your price prediction for the
I
next
think
for the
in
next halving?
year or so.
No. The next halving, yeah.
Are you asking what would be the high? All-time high before the halving?
No. What would the price be at the next halving?
At the next
Yeah. So right now the price is 8,500.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna bet on like $500,000.
$500,000.
$500,000.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Hey, you know what? Why don't we make it a
I'm scared of this.
no. We can make it a contest. All right, whoever's put the price prediction on our Facebook page.
Yeah.
Okay. From now to next week. All right. So you can tell your members, tell anybody. From now to next week, put a prediction for the next halving. Whoever's closest on the price to the next halving, we're gonna give away. How about 0.2 Bitcoin?
0.2 Bitcoin?
0.2 Bitcoin, which means a current price right now.
That could be a lot of.
Right.
That could be worth a lot.
Right.
500,000.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
100 G.
All right. 0.2 Bitcoin. 0.2 at current price right now. What's the current price at? 8,500.
8,500. Yeah.
So it's $1,700 at current price at 0.2 Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Okay. So you will get a 0.2 Bitcoin right now. Right now at current price, current value, it would be about $1,700. All right. So in 4 years from now, all right, we're gonna come back to it. Whoever's the closest will get 0.2 Bitcoin. And what is that 0.2 Bitcoin is gonna worth? Of course, it will depend on the value of Bitcoin at that time.
Could be,
Right.
If it's $500,000, it could be $100,000.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So if it goes up to $500,000, you will have $100,000.
Wow.
Of Bitcoins.
Okay. How do you guys like that?
I love that.
Right.
I love it.
So are
All
we
right.
included also?
Everyone's
Everyone's
included.
included?
All right. Everyone's included. All right?
Okay.
And well, I recommend the company to pay for it. So we're gonna talk to Don. I think it's a great idea.
All right.
All right. So and we're gonna ask Don and say yes. I tell Don it's a great idea, and we'll have the company pay for it.
All right, guys, you hear
Bitcoin.
that? 0.2 Bitcoins on the line for the next halving. So
I'll drink to that.
that
Right.
could be a lot of money, guys.
But you have to put it on Facebook so we
Yes.
know, or else how would we know, right?
Yeah, yes,
We gotta
yes.
have it down on record.
We need records of it.
Okay.
Yes.
Are we doing it like the Price is Right? If you're over, then you're automatically disqualified. You have to stay under.
Let's say
The closest price without going over.
Actually,
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
What are some of the,
I would say it doesn't matter. Just the closest,
closest.
over or under.
Okay.
Okay, just the closest.
closest?
All right.
Mhm.
All right.
Okay. And when do we take that price? We're gonna take that price right at halving. Okay.
All right.
Right at halving is
Yeah.
then that's the price we're gonna take.
Okay.
The
Okay.
block.
Yeah.
Right when the halving happen?
Whenever that halving happens, which is it should be the 800. So it's 630 on this halving. The next halving will be 840.
Okay.
Right? 1,000. So whoever gets it at the price of the 840,000 block at that time of the halving will get 0.2 Bitcoin.
So it'll be one winner, right?
Mm-hmm.
If it's more than one winner, then it's going to be divided among all the winners.
Yes.
Right.
Okay. It's yes. So it's going to be hard to have more than one winner, right? Because you can go to obviously you can go to the cents, all right?
Of course.
Yeah.
So depending on you can go to the cent. You can say it will be 100,000, 125,000, 6,000 and 51 cents. All right, so you can go to the same. Whoever's the closest wins, and will get 0.2 Bitcoin. Okay, so you have from now to next Monday to put in your answer.
Put in the answer on our Facebook page.
Yes.
All right.
Yep, and it's everyone is eligible. Let's say and all the members.
All the members, yeah.
Okay.
Only members.
Only members.
Yeah.
All right. So if they put in a guess right now, if they're non-members, then they have to be members within the next 4 years. Okay, by the next halving. All right.
So make sure you tell your team members, guys, those who are not on the live stream right now, make sure to let them know that if they go to the Facebook page and put in their price prediction for the price of Bitcoin at the next halving, then they could possibly win 0.2 Bitcoins, which at the time, look, that could be worth a lot of money, guys. Bitcoin price is like 500,000, which we think it could very well be. So yeah, make sure you spread the word, guys. That's nice.
Right. I mean, and their predictions actually it's going to hit 1 million by 2025.
That's what I've heard that.
Right.
I've heard that. Yeah.
So we don't know. We'll see. Now, let's talk about some historical events of the last 2 historical halving and how it correlates to this event. So we have a chart up here. James has the chart on screen. All right. As you can see, it's pretty similar to what happened. Of course, you see a big jump over here on the third halving, right? It went up a lot. And yeah, James, can you pull up that chart that you had earlier? Yes.
There you go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right. Now let's look at the first halving, right? The first halving, same thing. Within the first few weeks going toward the halving, the price kept on going up. And then, of course, right before the halving, I'm talking about the first one. Right before the halving, what happened? There's a dip. Right before the halving, right? There's a dip. Okay. And the second halving also it went up. Right before the halving, a few days or that week of the halving, it was going up, and then again, and then it dipped, right? Right at the halving. Right at the halving was dipping, and right afterward took a bigger dip. All right, that dip continue. All right, and what happened over here? Over here, this is not the latest. This is up to not even to May 1st yet. All right, this chart. Similar thing happened over here. The price has gone up the last couple of weeks, right? The price coming up. And then what happened right before the halving? Over the weekend, guys. All right, it took a sharp dip. All right, we lost over 10%. All right, Bitcoin it floated 10,000. All right, it passed over 10,000, and then boom, it dropped all the way to
86 now.
Yeah. It dropped even lower to 8,000.
82, I think, at one point.
Right, to 82. And again, actually, it dropped to 81 today, right before the halving. Right before it dropped to 81, 85. Okay, and that's what's happened. Now bounced back up to about 84.76 right now. So what's going to happen? And that's what happened the last 2 halving, right? Same thing. It going up around the halving time, and then took a dip. But the first halving, it's the first halving is starting to go up. All right, it starts to go up after halving, and then took a little dip. It went up, took a little dip, and then went all the way up. All right, and the second halving is it took a longer dip after the halving. So what are we expecting this halving? What are you guys expecting?
I'm expecting the history to repeat itself, and that's what we have been preparing for. That Bitcoin is going to have a nice little run up right up to the halving event, and that's going to dip. So, my goal is to hold on to the Bitcoins until it hits the next all-time high. So, what about you, Gushing?
But it did exactly what we thought it was going to do. Run up right to about the Bitcoin halving and then pull back. And then, after the halving, it may dip some more You know, but then as the miners that have the S9 start coming offline and things like that, then I expect for us to settle in at a certain price. Maybe, you know, we could easily see it dip down to maybe in the 7,000 range. I wouldn't be surprised. But so, you know, once the short-term dip happens, and so this guy, Paul Tudor Jones, he was back again on television talking about, you know, his position in Bitcoin. And so he says that he have around 2% of his portfolio in Bitcoin. And so this is a guy that runs one of the largest hedge fund on Wall Street. So 2% of his portfolio is going to be a really, really, really big number. So I'm excited about that. And like I was saying last week, I think what's going to happen is once a guy like this dip his toe in the water, all the Wall Street guys are going to start follow. Right. You know, because they've been waiting, you know, they're all like on the edge, just antsy, waiting to get in. But then once a big guy comes around and says, look, watch me do it and jump in, then the rest will jump in as well. So I expect to see more Wall Street firms start to take up a position in Bitcoin. And that's only going to drive the price up. So, yeah.
I think so. And with this pandemic issue that's going on, it might even speed things up, right? Now, again, with the last two halving, the bull did not actually really start. The bull run did not actually start until 12 to 15 months after the halving. Okay, even though the first halving, you see that price started going up, right? But the second halving, it wasn't so as much. Yeah, James, can you pull up that chart again, please? The halving charts.
Now, so here's why I think things are going to be or could be a little bit different. Because the last two halving, the environment weren't like the way it is right now, right? We didn't have an economic crisis on our hand. We didn't have all this money printing going on. We didn't have the Wall Street guys getting involved, right? So there are a lot of things that's happening right now that didn't happen back at the last two halving. So I expect for those events to have some impact on price and price action, right? So I think you're right. I think the timeline may sped up a little bit, you know, as opposed to 18 months, maybe we'll see the next bull run start maybe 6-8 months as opposed to 18 months type of situation. So we'll see what happens.
Okay. And what's the bull run after the halving, the last two, right? The last two bull run, it hit the year after the halving, the 12 to 15 months after the halving. That's when it hit an all-time high.
Yes.
Okay. All-time high back in 2013. Okay, which happened was in 2012.
Yeah.
And again, for most of us, we have seen the all-time high in 2017.
Yes.
Right after the 2016 happened, and in 2017 it hit almost 20,000. Okay, so I think if you look at the chart between the first and the second halving, what we're doing is actually speed up. You can even see it a little bit. We speed things up a little more over here.
Yeah.
Right. We're over here, you see a big surge on the second halving. You see a big surge like about this one, July, for about 15 days ago. Okay. And then your second one, your third halving, which is over here, is speed up, and it actually continued to go up until literally this weekend.
Yeah.
And then it dropped. It's only this weekend that it dropped. All right. So is it going to be the next 12 to 15 months going to see another all-time high? I feel that it might be the next 8 to 12 months instead of the next 12 to 15 months like it did the last two halving.
So basically what you're saying, looking back on the past two halving, you know, so we should expect another all-time high next year, right? At the very least. And the last high was 20,000.
Right.
So the next all-time high is going to be, no one knows for sure, right? But it's going to be a really big number.
Right.
It's going to be a very, very big number. That number could be like in the six figures. That could be a six-figure number. The next all-time high.
Yes. Yeah. Possible, right? Now, like what you're saying. Yeah, James, if you can pull back that other article from Gershom.
So guys, make sure you guys get your mining machines. So I'm gonna go back to work and let you guys finish up. How's that?
Okay. You go do your
Nixon,
thing. Okay.
Thank you, buddy.
All right.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You go call our members, help them out. All right. Sign them up. All right. All right.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers. Okay. Now, let's look at some of these predictions we have from our members. Let's see what we have. All right.
You're looking at Facebook. I'm going to check out
YouTube.
Oh, yeah, you try.
YouTube.
YouTube will tell them.
I have a gentleman, Greg, actually, predicting 49,000.
Okay. 49,000. All right. Now, we're talking about the next halving, which is about 4 years from now. Okay.
Yep. So they have to put that into Facebook, correct?
Yes.
So yes, for some of our members who are not Facebook users, you do have to get your Facebook downloaded.
Right. So we have one place to keep track, right? All right. We have YouTube and Facebook. It's a little harder to do.
Hey, happy birthday, Ted! Ted is on our live stream.
Oh yes.
Hey, happy birthday, Ted!
Happy birthday! And he predicted 200,000.
All right.
Cheers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cheers to
Cheers
Ted.
to you, Ted. Happy birthday to you, buddy.
For those of you that don't know who Ted is,
Ted is a legend, by the way. If you don't know,
Ted is one of the first members actually in our company from Arizona, and he also went to our data center to Colorado with us. He took a trip to Colorado. Wait, did he go to Alberta? I don't think he went to Alberta.
He did not.
Okay, he went to Colorado with us. All right. He is the one of the nicest guy I have met. Right? If you see him, you know what I'm talking about. He's an older gentleman, but really full of life and full of youth. I'm honored to meet him, and happy birthday, Ted. All right. So let's see what else we have. We have
Kayla predict 350.
Okay.
Nixon predict 500,000.
Okay.
Sue predict 225,000. Nice.
All right. Okay. Now we have over here from Bitcoin mining, we have $38,888 in 2024. All right. Oh, that's
a little light.
All right, 3888. I see your 888s. Okay, you must be Chinese. Okay. Marie is asking, what exactly are we guessing? We are predicting the Bitcoin price by the next halving, which will be around 2024 sometime in 2024. Right. All right, what's the Bitcoin price gonna be? All right, and we have Harold guess at 170,000.
Okay. All
right, and Harold, welcome. Actually, Harold just joined us yesterday.
Oh, hey, welcome to our live stream, Harold.
Welcome.
Very nice. Very good. Yes.
Lori says 200,000.
All right.
We have Skip at 259.99. 259,999.
That sounds like the price is right.
Yeah, right. That sounds like
okay. All right, Marie got 413,000. All right, 413. Charlemagne says 350,000. All right, Nixon at 500. Looks like Nixon has a highest so far.
Who's going to be the first person to say $1 million?
Ted says 200,000. Kella, 350,000. Sue at 225. All right. Okay. So far the highest we have is 500,000. All right, guys. And if you guys know how to play this game, all right, either you want to be the highest or the lowest. All right, that's probably a better chance, right? But if you're in the middle, then you can have so many people that might come close to you. All right. So, but don't listen to me, because I'm gonna wait until the last minute. I'm gonna put.
You're gonna wait until the next Monday.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait before the deadline. All right, and I'm gonna put whoever says 500,000. I'm gonna say 500,000 and
hey, what's up,
cent.
AJ?
Okay.
Right. I'm going to do 2 cents. I'm going to be right up front.
But make sure, guys, we're going to convince Don that the company is going to pay for it. Okay, because if it's not, it's Nixon, Gershom, and Jason going to fork that 0.2
We're going to all
out.
contribute to the 0.2 Bitcoin.
Right. So Why are those high numbers? Why are people predicting the high number? Yes, the article we just talked about. What's his name? Paul
Tudor Jones.
Paul Tudor Jones.
Yeah.
Right. He is he's a Wall Street hedge fund manager. Right. One of the billionaires. So Wall Street coming in, these hedge fund managers coming in and putting 1 or 2% of their portfolio. It's pretty huge for them. Right. That's a big amount of money. That's a large amount of money. Right. And before that, we have someone prior to him. There was another article, right? The guy that predicted to be $1 million. Who was that?
Mike Novogratz was also predicting, and he's also a hedge fund guy that also got involved with Bitcoin as well. And then there's another guy. He's got a very weird name to pronounce. His first name is Shamath. He's also a VC guy out of Silicon Valley. And he said, look, man, based on what's going on with the money printing and everything like that, he could see Bitcoin easily being $1 million or so next year. Now, the thing is, when the average person hears those numbers, it really seems like it's a stretch, right? But when you understand Bitcoin and you understand the history of Bitcoin, when one of these guys, these professionals, these hedge fund guys who study this stuff for a living, when they give those price prediction, I take it serious because first of all, they have a reputation on the line. They're not just spewing out numbers just for the hell of it. They have done their research, they have looked into it, and it took them a very long time to even embrace Bitcoin. So now they are not only embracing Bitcoin, but they're looking at Bitcoin and saying, hey, look, we think this thing could get to really in the hundreds of thousands or even $1 million or more. So yeah,
right. So we have so the mainstream, Main Street, yes, it start to come, right. It start to hop on board, right. So that's why I see the next all-time high might be quicker than the last two.
Yes, I see that too.
So we do have people that are, our members guessing from 38,000 to all the way to 500,000.
Yeah.
All right. So yes, it's a big range, but even it hits our low spectrum at 38,000. We're still good.
Yeah.
If it hits 38,000 in 4 years and we're mining, as long as you're mining, right, you're getting Bitcoin. It's still pretty good.
It's a win-win either way.
All right.
Yeah.
But if it hits 500,000, right, or
it's just a bigger win.
It's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So be ready for the next bull run. If the next bull run is going to happen in the next, what we say, 8 to 12 months, if it's going to happen in the next 8 to 12 months, the bull run, you guys get ready. We will be busy. You guys are going to be very busy. I'm starting to have that now. I'm starting to have people actually reaching back out to me. I have people messaging me, people calling me. A great example, actually, Harold reached back out to me before, and then we kind of like lost touch a little bit. And from what happened with the Bitcoin price in the last week, and then I'm posting a lot of stuff on my Facebook. So he reached out, and actually a few other people are reaching out to me. So yes, social media is definitely helpful. It definitely helps. And to grow your business. So get ready, guys. I really do see it coming. Now, but you do gotta be careful, right? The next few months, it's gonna be a little bit of a bumpy ride. The next few months, we see it. Okay? If the historical data are correct, if we're gonna follow the historical trend, the next few months you won't see the price going up too high. I'll probably stay around here or maybe dip some more. But really in the long run, right? I'm talking about end of this year and the last two happen in the next 12 to 15 months, right? I would say the next 8 to 15 months. That's when I believe you'll see a big surge and you'll see another all-time high.
Yeah.
In Bitcoin price, right? When that happens, yes, you guys be ready.
Yes.
It's going to be busy. All right. But that doesn't mean you stop now. Now you have to lay your foundation. Okay. Now you got to go out there and do the best you can and lay that foundation. Once that foundation is solid, the price start going up like crazy, people will be calling you like crazy. Okay. Anything else to add?
I think you made a very good point, Jim. You don't want to stop, continuously telling your friends and family about what you're doing, right? Just because they're not interested today, it doesn't mean that they won't be interested or reaching back out to you a couple months from now and start inquiring about it. Very often the people that I close today, it's not because they are the people that I talked to yesterday or the day before, last week or last month. They're oftentimes people that I have spoken to last year, a couple months ago. And, what they're doing is they're actually monitoring you to see what you're doing. Are you actually a true believer or not, right? Before they, come in and started, to buy from you. And that's a very basic, buyer psychology. So oftentimes that's how it works out. So don't stop prospecting. Don't stop going out there and spread the news and letting people know what you're doing, because I always believe 2 to 5% is a great way to hatch about, on your portfolio. So.
Yeah. I want to say just 2 points I want to bring up. One, what you just said, Jason, is so true, is that people that you prospect and reach out to, and they may not come on board with you right away, they are observing what you're doing. And that holds true so well. So if you reach out to someone about, getting involved with Bitcoin mining or whatever, and then a few months later they see you, doing something else, then they realize that you weren't really a true believer. You're just trying to make a quick buck or whatever, right? Yep. But if they see 6 months, a year, you still doing the same thing, you're still, hustling in the same thing, still reaching out to people, still promoting the same idea, then they will be like, okay, this guy's for real. Let me go see what he's really doing and come check you out again. So that's very, very true. You can't just reach out to someone and just because they didn't come on board with you right away, you forget about them, because even though they may not be calling you or texting you, they're watching you to see what you're doing.
There's another question from Marie. She asked, as a buyer, I want to ask what you think is a good idea to encourage people to invest or not yet. All right. To buy into Bitcoin, it's going to be very volatile. Right? It still might go down before it goes up. Right? It's hard to say. That's why I'm more into the mining. Right? The mining is all more longer term and dollar cost averaging. That's what the mining does, and kind of like a shield from that fluctuation of up and down price. But if they don't get into mining either way, yes, I do believe either way they should get into some Bitcoin, right, or have some of their asset into Bitcoin, right? At least 1 to 5% of what they have into Bitcoin or in Bitcoin mining. Right? First, I prefer Bitcoin mining, but if they don't believe in that, yes, whatever they believe in, get them into at least 1 to 5%.
So Jen, can I give you a real life examples, right? Over the weekend, my son actually saved up about $50, and he already owns a silver package, and he came to me and was like, hey, Dad, it's a good time to can you help me buy some Bitcoins, because I want to buy, before the halving and before it goes up. And I said, when is a good time to buy? He keeps on asking me, when is a good time to buy? Because I have no idea. I told him I can't predict the price. Yeah. I said, with your $50, why don't you just take some and buy some additional hash power?
Yeah.
Right, and that's what I advise him on doing, because really nobody knows.
No one knows. Yeah.
When's the best time to get in and to Bitcoin? When is the best time to get out? If and that's the reason why we have our business model, because it makes a lot more sense for people to mine it on a daily basis.
Right. Okay. Looks like our hour is up. It's already 4 o'clock. We've been here for 60 minutes already. Time just flew by.
Oh, wow.
All right.
When you're having fun, time flies, right?
All right. So I hope you guys enjoy our podcast. If you have any last final questions, please put it in, or else we're going to wrap this up. All right. And our next podcast, of course, will be on Friday at 5:30. Right. But our next, of course, tomorrow we're going to have our webinar at 7:30. We have the training webinar, and also guest webinar as well.
And don't forget our webinar tonight at 9 p.m. for our compensation webinar.
Okay.
At 9 tonight. Don't forget, guys.
Yep. All right. So thank you, everybody, and have a good one.
Thank you, guys. You guys take care.
Guys.
See you in the next one.